Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Devin, and today I'm going to talk about the subliminal archetype of fitness influencer that I see. Before I get into that, if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, a custom meal plan, or a custom training plan, definitely go ahead and email me, or you can just check out my website, which is going to be linked down below. On that website link, you'll also find my high-protein cookbook, Healthy Doesn't Suck, as well as my training plan, Mask Made Simple. Let's get into the video. The first couple of fitness influencers that you may find yourself following when you first get into fitness. The first kind of people that I followed when I first got into fitness in social media was Lex Little, James English, Alex Eubank, came a little bit later, to be honest, David Lade, like C-Bum. Those were the kind of influencers that I followed. Now, if you notice, every single name that I just said was a white cis het male. Not that there's like a problem with them being who they are, they're just simply existing. I think the bigger issue is those are the guys that I was introduced to first. And I'm thinking the same exact thing that you're probably thinking right now. Wow, Devin, those are a lot of white guys. Why did you only follow white guys? There are algorithms within social media, within YouTube Explore when you first type in, for example, chest workout, whose video pops up first. When you first go into Instagram and you look up, for example, hashtag abs, whose post do you see first? When you follow accounts such as Gymshark, who are their sponsored athletes? Who are the people that they're bringing out to events? And I think that's just very fishy and interesting. So the archetype of white male influencer that we get kind of pushed upon, even myself, I actively look for people of color. I actively look for people who are not shredded. I actively look for people who don't fit basic societal levels of aesthetics or basic societal levels of attractiveness. And the reason why it's important that you don't see the same person over and over again, you know, like maybe the broccoli hair TikTok boys, that can make you feel like you are not valid. I know that a lot of this vocabulary might make some people roll their eyes. Valid. Like, I get it. I didn't really see too many people that looked like me growing up. Like, I had perms, like I had hella curly hair, but my parents always permed my hair, and really like having curly hair was not popularized when I was growing up. So I just felt like I didn't belong anywhere. People of color are more openly being, you know, acknowledged as beautiful. But generally speaking, it kind of sucks for you to be a person of color, or for you to be a little bit bigger, or for you to not be shredded, and to feel like you don't have anybody that looks like you. When you think about an influencer like Alex Eubank, who literally diets himself, even when he says he's bulking, he still has visible abs, which I'm sorry is not bulking. Like, to be shredded is not bulking. You're actually afraid to get uncomfortable because you're afraid that the algorithm will stop pushing your post and you won't get as many likes, you won't gain followers, and you won't make as much money. Those guys are also confined within the box that they have created, and they're confined within the box that allowed them to become successful. I'll even say for myself, I saw the biggest boom within my growth when I was shredded, right? Or when I was hella lean. I don't think I've ever truly been shredded, but 2025, here we come. I really gained a lot of my following. I gained a lot of my clients. I gained a lot from being, you know, lean, from having abs, from being cute within a certain degree, right? Like, desirability plays a huge role in someone's success. Now, I've had to kind of shift gears as obviously I'm getting a little bit older. Like, I'm 25, so I'm not ancient. I'm also not the cutest little, you know, oh my God, like he just started testosterone, look at his little abs sort of guy anymore. And I'm fine with that. But I have to kind of shift gears in terms of the kind of content I'm putting out. Am I going to be able to get away with posting 3 shirtless selfies and being like, this is how I'm feeling today? Honestly, no. That shit's not going to fly. It's not going to reach, you know, a bigger audience. It's not going to have people engaging with my content. So I have to shift gears and provide a little bit more, you know, informational post or dig a little bit deeper, right? A lot of these guys and people can get away with just posting those shirtless selfies, but it's very surface level. There are different levels to the toxicity. The next level of toxicity that I have been faced with and that I can no longer ignore happened after the election. So there's always been this sort of Republican tinge of, you know, person within the fitness space. I was looking for more content to show for this piece, but I honestly could not find much. I remember I unfollowed around maybe 15 to 20 bodybuilders and fitness people around the time of the Trump election because of little sly comments, you know, here and there, or stories, and they're very slick about, you know, how they support people. They won't put it right on their page, or they won't outright say it because they do want to make money from codes. They do want to have clients to hire them and stuff, but it's there, you know, it's really quiet, but it's there. And I kind of was able to ignore this, I'll be honest, while Biden was president, because they were not actively speaking about politics, right? However, when Trump was elected, I saw a lot of people either be entirely silent, which is kind of like, I don't know, I just didn't love it, or they outwardly supported Trump, or they were making posts that were kind of politically charged. Literally after the election, I had to go on an unfollowing spree, essentially. Unfollow. And it's not because you're a Trump supporter, you're a piece of shit. It's more so like, you're a Trump supporter, you probably don't have my best interest in mind. I just don't like what Trump stands for, and I don't like that you either stand for him as well, or that it's not a problem that the majority of your following stand for him, right? So I unfollowed a shit ton of bodybuilders, and this led me to think like, damn, I still do follow a decent amount of bodybuilders. I still do follow a decent amount of fitness influencers, and I personally have homies that are apolitical and that are trans, and it's different to be apolitical because you kind of want your Trump supporter followers to still use your code and to still engage with your content, and then being apolitical as a trans person because it's just too much for you to bear and you don't want to be political because of the backlash that comes with that. And I totally understand that because I have had an evolution myself. Like, I have been apolitical in the past, but I'm just simply not in a position where I feel like that's going to serve me. I feel like it's very important for people to know where I stand as a trans person, as a person of color. And if they feel like I'm doing too much by being who I am, then they don't have to follow me. And I feel like it's important for the people who are marginalized and even for the people who want to be allies to understand that this is the place for you. Like, you can be here. And I'm not saying that to pander. Let's make a real effort to change what the landscape of, fitness social media looks like. Like, actively be mindful of who you're engaging with. Be mindful of who you're following. Does your Instagram feed or your TikTok feed look like a bunch of just hella shredded people? Does it look like following people because of their desirability? Following people because you aspire to look like them? Or are they actually offering you worth? Are they actually teaching you something? Are they actually making you feel better about yourself? Are they actually challenging you to some degree, right? It's not really the best use of your time if you're just following a bunch of models, because okay, what is that doing for you? So I hope if you gather nothing from this video, you at least go to your social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and kind of go through who you're following and see what are they providing you? Because if the answer is just with a pretty face or a nice body, my friend, that is not enough. So I'm going to leave that question kind of up in the air. And I've challenged myself as a content creator to make more meaningful posts and dig deeper within myself before I just, upload to Instagram, right? And hopefully that has come across as someone who engages with my content. I'm done being deep now. If you did want to go ahead and check out my Instagram, it's going to be linked down below, but it's also at DVNSPRS. And like I always say, Devin loves you, Devin's a Don, and Devin is out of here, boy.